Alright, so last week was Comic-Con, and the past couple of times I've been to Comic-Con, there were really no book vendors, or very few book vendors, and this year, to my pleasant surprise, there were a lot of book vendors, and there were a lot of free books. And there are very few things in this world that are better than free books. And what this is my Comic-Con book haul, because I got, I think, 20 books, maybe 14, 15, 20 books, somewhere around there. And the majority of them were free. So I'm going to show them off, my book haul from Comic-Con. And the first one I'm going to start with is Ex-Heroes by Peter Clines. So I've read this book before and I already own it, but as I was walking through Comic-Con, someone knocked a book off of a table and didn't pick it up, so I went to pick it up and the guy behind the table said, "You are very nice, you get a free book." So, alright, sounds good to me. He hands me this book, and I'm like, "Oh, well, I already have it. I really love this book." He goes, "Oh, really? That's nice." I was like, "Are you the author?" And once he said yes, I immediately began to fangirl and freak out because I love this series. I just did a video about this series and how much I love it. And after I gushed to him about Ex-Purgatory and being so excited for Exile, he asked me if I would like for him to sign the book. To which I promptly replied, yes. So, there it is. Oh, the signing glory. Click, clack, click, clack. So excited, Peter Clines. Yes, thank you. So, a lot of the books that I got from Comic-Con, I have no idea what they're about, but because they were free, I figured I'd pick them up and eventually I'd read them. And some of them I did read the backs of to figure out, do I really want this or not? Because towards the end of the day, even though I brought a very large book bag, it was starting to get very heavy. So these are all the books that I have no idea what they're about. I've never even heard of them, never heard of their authors, but I've got them anyway. The Shannara Chronicles. The Shannara Chronicles. I think this is also going to be... It is. It's going to be a TV series on MTV. So the words are really small, but it looks cool. The Golden Princess by S.M. Stirling. No idea what this is going to be about. It's a novel of the change. Something about the desert and the blade. And there's a girl dressed up as a samurai and a girl dressed up as a medieval person. Alright. Written in Red by Anne Bishop. The Wolf by Lorenzo Carcaterra. This is probably going to be a book that I never read and will probably get rid of. It looks more, well, the back says it's geopolitical high stakes of Homeland, the intrigue and lore of The Godfather, and the clock-ticking final showdown of 24. So I've never watched any of those shows, but I've heard that they're all really great, so maybe I will wind up liking this because it's in book form and not TV form. The Passage by Justin Cronin. This kind of just looks cool, so I'll read this, even though it's really big. It's over 500 pages. It's 700 pages. But it looks really cool, so I'll definitely read this. So, I've been thinking about borrowing Life and Death from the library, but voice actors for the Twilight reading and for the Life and Death reading were there. They were signing these, so I figured, why not? They're free, and I can listen to them in the car when I'm driving or doing other things. Well, I won't listen to this one since I've already read Twilight, but this one I'll listen to, and there's apparently 13 discs, and it's 16 hours long. Kind of excited for this. Hopefully it's not as disappointing as some people make it out to be, and maybe I can even just laugh at it because it's Twilight reimagined. This is the Shadow Revolution Crown and Key by Clay Griffith and Susan Griffith. Werewolves, yes, definitely will be cool. So this is Star Wars, and I honestly just picked this up because it was on the table and it was free, and as I was walking I just impulsively grabbed it. I will probably be getting rid of this because I've never read any of the Star Wars books, and all I really know are the movies. And the books tend to have a lot more going on in them, and I'm not ready to delve into that, especially in a random Star Wars book called Tarkin by James Luceno, or Luceno, who knows? Yeah, not too sure about this one. The Last Witch Hunter by Virginia Boker. I've been looking at this for a little while, so I'm pretty happy that this was for free there, and I cannot wait to read this. Made to Kill by Adam Christopher. I don't know what this is about. It's on the Indie Next list. Someone just gave it to me while I was online waiting to pay for another book, and they said, this is really cool, you should take it, and I said, okay. The Dead House by Dawn Kurtagic. Something. That lady. I don't know what it's about, but it's creepy, so maybe I'll read it for the month of October, since this is my Creepy Reads month. But we'll see, because I already have a couple of other things that I need to read. Oh, this looks very cool inside. Pictures. Definitely reading this in October. Blood and Salt by Kim Liggett. She was actually really excited when she signed this for me because our names are both Kimberly or Kim. And then she included a black ribbon as a bookmark, which I thought was really neat. Dove Arising by Karen Bao. An Ember in the Ashes by Saba Tahir. This has also been on my reading to read list for a very long time, and I got it because it was buy two get one free. I just had to answer a question about my favorite fandom, and that was obviously really easy. I picked Batman. So, yay. The Unfortunate Decisions of Dahlia Moss by Max Wirestone. This was free if you showed yourself Instagramming a picture of it, and since I finally got a smartphone and have entered the era of technology and your phone and stuff like that, I could do that, and I got a free book for it. And it sounds interesting, so, and she's got a unicorn on her shirt, so why not? Court of Fives by Kate Elliott. I don't remember what this is about, but I know it's on my reading list. That seems to be the theme for this video. I don't know what it is, but it's on my reading list. So here it is. I have it, and I'm ready to read it eventually at some point. The Young World by Chris Weitz. I've been looking at this book for a very long time. I just haven't picked it up for one reason or another. But that's always what free things are for. This is actually one of the books I was more excited for. Wink Poppy Midnight by April Genevieve Tucholke. I actually got her to sign my Slasher Girls and Monster Boys, and then went back to get this, which is an advanced reader copy of Wink Poppy Midnight, which doesn't come out until sometime next year, I believe. So this is the first time that I've ever gotten a book before it was out for sale, and that's really exciting, and I'm pretty thrilled. So I can't wait to read this. This is probably going to be the first book that I read for the month of November. Press Start to Play. This is a collection of geeky stories. I guess they've been collected by Ernest Cline, the author of Ready Player One of my favorite books. And these are all just books about video games and stuff like that, and that's my element. So combining books and video games is sure to really get me excited. I have no idea who any of these authors are, but just taking a look at... Oh, Holly Black is in here. Just taking a look at some of the names of the short stories, pretty excited. I mean, they have One Up, God Mode, NPC, Respawn, Endgame, Save Me, PLZ, Save Me Please. Excited for this. Sleeping Giants by Sylvain Neuvel. Oh, this is actually another advanced reader's copy, and this book is not for sale until April of next year. That's exciting. I don't know what this is about, but it was free, and it's way early, and that's exciting. So, yay. These next 5 books that I got were books that I was able to get the authors to sign after watching a panel they were on. The panel had to do with writing in science fiction, so they talked about ways that they do research and how they kind of make it believable but still being science fiction-y and kind of fantastic and out there. And these are the books that I got from there. There's I Hunt Killers by Barry Liga, not sure. A Madness So Discreet by Mindy McGinnis. All she talked about was, well, not all she talked about, but a lot of what she talked about was in this, and how she did so much research for it, and how she thinks she can do a lobotomy from doing the research from this. So I don't think she could actually do a lobotomy, but I'm excited to see what this book is like, considering how much research she put into it. The Fold by Peter Clines, one of my favorite authors. Departure by A.G. Riddle. And this caught my eye because he said it's kind of a cross between Lost and something else, because he had me when he said Lost, which is one of my favorite TV shows ever. Even though I still kind of don't understand what happened at the end, And even though the last episode reliably makes me cry for the entire episode just because I'm so emotionally invested in these characters. It's really sad. But this sounds really cool. And Luna, New Moon by Ian McDonald. This has to do with people being on the moon and not being able to get off of it because of the way your body reacts to being in space. And it just sounded really cool. So that was my Comic-Con book haul from this past weekend. I think you can kind of see some of the books that are down here. That is the mess of my book room right now. Eventually I gotta get this cleaned up, but for now, reading is more important, as always, and this will eventually get done at some point. So, here's to reading, here's to Comic-Con, here's to being a nerd and a geek and everything else that had to do with this weekend, and everyone who had their fantastic costumes. Here's to going back to Comic-Con next year, and hopefully getting more free books and seeing more awesome costumes. Live long and prosper. I don't know what this is about. Oh, there's a sticker in here with the shark, and he's a detective, and that's exciting. I think I got this from somewhere else. I don't think this came with the book. But I have a dog in the room, and he doesn't want to leave. He wants attention. Lie down. Lie down. Bye, puppy.